Hey, what's up everybody? Down here at hive number 2 for another weekly inspection. Been out here for a little bit, just got done with hive number 1. And if you watch the introduction video, something I'm doing different for this week. Just letting everybody know what's going on with all the hives and a few other things I have in the works. Yeah, so been out here for a little bit. If you can't tell, it is hot. It's probably close to 100 degrees. Well, probably not. 80, felt like the actual temperature was approaching 80 about 30-45 minutes ago, and it felt like it was in like 95. So yeah, maybe it is, I don't know. Down here at hive number 2 for a weekly inspection. As you can see, they do not have a honey super on. If you did not watch last week's inspection, and if my memory serves me right, they are filling every single frame with brood. Well, the queen is at least. So having knowing that, and I came out this past week in the evening just to kind of take a look at the front entrances. They've been bearding pretty heavy, so that's also an indication that it's been hot and possibly an indication that they're becoming overcrowded. So why am I mentioning this? Well, if you watch the intro and what I'm about to tell you, you'll find out why. So due to those two factors, they need more space. So how am I going to give them space? As I mentioned in an intro, for my winter prep and overwinter prep, I guess, I'm going to add a new medium super. When I say new, it's a medium super with new foundation, so they don't have any wax or anything drawn out yet. I'm going to add a new super to the hive, and I'm going to feed them. So it gives them an immediate food source to start drawing out wax. So the queen will have space to lay, expand the brood chamber, more population of bees going into the winter. Hopefully that'll allow them to cluster and survive. And they should store whatever food they need in the extra space that's not the brood chamber. So, like usual, enough of me yapping. Let's get into hive number 2. Just do a quick inspection. This queen, well, actually all the queens are marked. So this queen is marked. Should be easy to find her. And I believe the very first frame, they did not have any brood in. So that will be a good frame to remove and slide a division board feeder in, which is the feeders that I prefer. So, with all that said, routine inspection, and then it's probably gonna be running around a little bit between grabbing the division board feeder and filling it up and everything. But yeah, this very first frame, I don't think they have much going on. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you know what though? I did forget this. So the hive that the camera is sitting on is now number 6, or hopefully number 6. And the reason I say hopefully is because I haven't determined if they're queen right yet. I made a split with hive number 1 last week, so that does make sense why the outside frames are new, or bare, empty, whatever you want to call it. Because I moved two frames from this hive into number 1 to kind of give them a boost. 2 frames from here to number 1, and then I moved 3 frames from here into number 6, because I moved 2 frames from hive number 1 as well. That's weird. I don't know what that is. Yeah, so that's why they have quite a few frames that are empty. That does make sense now. So the center frames should have more action going on. So essentially they should have 2 go down there, 2 go, I think 3. Maybe I left them 3 or 4. I honestly can't remember, if you can't tell. This is probably one of their original frames. Yeah, nice brood. Really just looking for the queen, and if they still have a queen, I have no problem removing some of those newer frames and adding a division board feeder, and then adding a super, which, yeah, it'll give them the space they need. Yeah, a ton of pupated larvae. I can see some eggs. Alright, so that's what, 2 frames, 2 nice frames of brood. We got 1 more at least. There's the queen right there. I mean, I saw her abdomen before I saw the dot, so they're still looking good. Let's just check for queen cells real quick, because weirder stuff has happened. Actually, let's take another look at her. She's got some really nice color to her. So yeah, it's been a pretty fun year so far, especially this time of year. And you have some equipment on hand and you can use them to start making some splits and everything. Yeah, they still have a pretty nice population of bees. Because if I remember correctly, I even took a few frames and shook them into number 6. And they have some nice activity on the front porch as well. So I'm kind of going back and forth whether or not I should open up that hive or give them another week or so just to kind of do their thing. Okay, those frames are blank. So they have 1, 2, 3, they have 5. I don't know what I was thinking really. So they have 5 frames of brood, which is plenty. So let me slide all this over. There's not much on here but just some bees. I'm gonna leave these frames out. I'm gonna grab one of the newer division board feeders, fill it up, come back, and add it to number 6, and then grab a new super and add that as well. So, be right back. Alright, here we go. This is a 1 gallon, 2-inch wide Pro feeder, I believe is what Manley calls it. The last feeders I bought were years ago from Brushy Mountain, but if y'all don't know, they don't exist anymore. So we'll see how this works. And I like to keep the feeders on the far right, usually. Now let's see if we can get a frame in. It's usually pretty tight, and I discovered that a while back, because initially I thought a frame would not fit because of how tight it is, but they actually do fit 9 frames. You just have to really make sure your frames are as tight together as possible, because that's how tight the feeder makes things. And if you have a new frame, that's better as well, because it doesn't have propolis and everything built up on the sidebars. Actually, you know what? Slide a frame over and see if I can work this frame in between the 2 other frames. This is how tight it is. I kid you not, but it will fit. There we go. Oh man, I don't know how they made these to spec, but I mean, they got very, very tight tolerance, that's for sure. That's what I'm saying, like you have to work the frame down in there, and as you can see, it's got some propolis built up on the top part, which will make it that much tighter. Golly. It's the one thing I don't like about the division board feeders. It's just how tight they make stuff. But they work. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a very, very tight fit. But it does work. Alright, hey, thanks for watching everybody. That does it for hive number 2's weekly inspection. They are queen right, no queen cells. I was I was confused at first when I pulled the first frame and it was bare foundation, and then I remembered I used quite a few frames, about four or five I think, to make a split for hive number 6. So again, that does it for hive number 2. As you saw, actually I have a frame out still that has quite a few bees on it, so let me shake them in real fast. But yeah, as you saw, added a division board feeder. Oh, you know what? You know what I need to do that I totally forgot? I need to grab a medium super real quick and add it to the hive. Alright, so before I forget to do one of the main things I wanted to do this week, let me show you this as well. So I rendered a whole bunch of wax this past week or so. Cleaned it, refined it, melted it down in a crock pot, and just used a cheap paintbrush to really give the new foundation a nice coat of beeswax, which hopefully you can see. And if you don't know what you're looking at, that looks like a lot more wax coated on the foundation than what you get when you buy stuff from the bee suppliers. Not dogging the bee suppliers, but you know, they say they coat the foundation with wax, and you can tell they do, but it's really just, it's not a lot. Okay, now we're talking. Man, this was like one of the things I wanted to do this week and almost completely forgot. So yeah, now they have a gallon of sugar water. They have all sorts of space, so they should be a-okay moving forward. All right, that does it for hive number 2. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please subscribe. If you hit the bell, you receive notifications of future videos. And if you're interested in getting into beekeeping and around the Jacksonville, North Carolina, just get in touch with me. I have no problem inviting people out to check out our backyard apiary, bee yard, and just explain a few things. And if you want to get into it, just let me know. I also like helping folks and serving as a mentor, whether that's online, distance mentoring, or, you know, if we can meet up in person, that's even better. There's nothing better than a hands-on experience. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. It is a hot one, and I have quite a few hives to go. All right, tune in next week for another routine inspection of hive number 2. Let's see what the front entrance looks like. It's not too bad. Not as much commotion as I expected. Some sugar water that spilt out, but the bees will clean that up in no time. All right, well, that does it for this week. Tune in next week. Thanks, everybody.